It's a pleasure to welcome you to this episode of Nafdac and Your Health. This is the program where Nafdac, the agency that regulates food products, drugs, cosmetics, and medical devices, intimates the public on our activities and the drive to protect the health of the nation. My name is Opejemi Orimolade. On today's episode of Nafdac and Your Health, we will begin with the Nafdac Director General's tour of the warehouse, where they seized drugs during the ongoing raid of open drug markets in Idumota and other parts of Lagos are kept, and the Director General's interaction with the Fourth Estate of the realm on the raid, as well as the seized products. Then, on the second segment, we will be bringing you highlights from the visit of a team of technical experts from the Democratic Republic of Ethiopia to share the experience of Nigeria on the implementation of large-scale food fortification. Nafdac has been carrying out massive raids in drug open markets across the nation, and the agency has made alarming discoveries and seizures, particularly in Idumota, Onitsha, and Aba, respectively. The raid has revealed the monumental health risk that Nigerian citizens are being exposed to and the colossal damage that could be caused if such pragmatic steps being taken by Nafdac is not intensified. However, because the magnitude of the raid seems to have affected smooth trade in the markets where these raids are taking place, it is being said in some quarters that Nafdac is disturbing trade in the markets. Despite all this, the Nafdac Director General, during a tour of the agency's warehouse where the seized drugs are kept, remains insistent that the agency is determined to put a permanent stop to drugs open markets.
Enough is enough. We love trade. We have Office of Trade and International Relations in Nafdac. We want to foster trade, but not at the detriment of our people. Not on the back of our people. But again, this process continues. We want to be sure that the people that are supposed to sell medicines are the ones selling medicines, and that they are selling the right medicines. If they don't, we will evacuate.
Professor Mojisola Adeyeye further gave details of how the raid activities were actually to protect the Nigerian citizens and should not be seen as disturbance to trade.
We are not disturbing trade. We are protecting lives. We are protecting our young people from becoming useless. We are in Onitsha as we speak, and they are telling us that we are disturbing trade. We are going to where drug shops are not. 3 years ago, we went to the plumbing section at the Onitsha Head Bridge with police. They almost killed our staff and police. They overwhelmed us because after intelligence reports that many of these drugs are being kept in sections that are not for drugs, we know that we couldn't go there ourselves. That's why we called NSA. We have 1,000 forces working with us, 400 in Onitsha, 350 in Aba, and 250 here in Idumota. We are not disturbing trade. If you see what we are seeing now, you will weep for our country.
The Nafdac DG enumerated the various offences that constituted the violation of Nafdac rules.
Bad ventilation in terms of storage practice, with no provision for rectification, environmental sanitary conditions very bad. We have found vaccines that are not supposed to be stored outside the refrigerator. We have found controlled substances. We have found condoms that are supposed to have been destroyed since 2022. Yes. We have found products, USAID products, antiretrovirals for free use. We have found them in the market. So just name them. We have found them. Tramadol, Analgin. Analgin has been banned in Nigeria before my time. We found loads of Analgin, not just one box, 2 boxes, like container loads of Analgin. How did they get into the country? And we have found products, of course, most of these products are expired or registered. We have found machines that they are using to change the dates. Drugs that are supposed to have expired 2022 or 2023, they will change it to 2028, and people will keep not getting well. That's why we are doing what we are doing. There are some medicines that are donated that are not supposed to be in the market, that are here. This room is filled to the brim, and this is just a tip of the iceberg in terms of what we are seeing. Before this operation started, our enforcement met with the leaders of the market. So we didn't go there and start forcing our way in, to let them understand that we are just doing our work, but we work with the leaders, and the leaders were following us as we get into any shop. That is what has happened in Onitsha, in Aba, and in Idumota. Just to let you know that we've just got to sanitize. We need to sanitize the drug distribution in Nigeria. This is not the way it's supposed to be in the world. What is happening now cannot happen, has never happened in any part of the world.
The unscrupulous dealers in the counterfeit and unapproved drugs made efforts to outsmart Nafdac, but Nafdac was smarter as usual.
These trucks that you have seen here are trucks that were caught by security forces in the night, trying to take drugs away from Idumota, where we have our operation. So these trucks are seized. We are not destroying trade. We are protecting lives. We cannot, because of trade, let people continue to die needlessly.
Professor Mojisola Adeyeye spoke further on the successes so far recorded in the raid and what steps are to follow.
We have arrested at least 40 in the 3 places. In terms of Aba, from Osisioma alone, the house, we have evacuated more than 14 truckloads. So from Aba alone, about 20-something truckloads. And we are winding down in Aba because we have almost finished. Finished in the sense of evacuation. We are now going to start going shop by shop. Are you registered? Are you not registered? You need to register. And you must be qualified to register. Anybody cannot register. Anywhere drug is being sold, there must be a pharmacist that is going to stand for that shop. So we're going to be going through that. For Onitsha, we have evacuated at least not less than 30 truckloads, and we are still about 20%. They are winding down, but we're going to go to the next stage, working hand by hand, hand in hand with our Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, our sister agency. About 27 truckloads from Idumota. So we have to now start destroying, and we have a record. We are not doing this blindly. We have a record. Shop 1, violation. Shop 2, no violation. Shop 3, violation, violation, violation. But we cannot just go one by one and say, okay, you can start selling. And that person we are going to check it. No, we have to do a holistic work operation like what we are doing now. There are some traders that are genuine. They have violated our rule, but we don't see violated product. They violated our rule, PCN. They are not registered. They are supposed to register. They are storing in places that are not supposed to be stored. Drugs are not supposed to be stored. They are storing them there. They have violated our rules, but they don't have violated products. So it's not all shops that have violated products. But you cannot leave one shop and then we do another one. It will be chaos.
The Nafdac DG gave insight on ways she believed the activities of smugglers who bring these counterfeit drug products could best be curbed.
It is people that work. Some of our borders are not manned because we don't have enough people. We don't have enough staff. Many of our staff do the job of 5 people, 4 people, because we don't have enough staff. We've been talking with our head of service. They are seriously, our own chair of our governing council is going to different offices, talking to them that Nafdac needs staff. So we are talking. It is that we pray that the talk will translate to giving us more staff. More staff, qualified staff, not just any staff. Staff that are qualified. Intellectually, emotionally, we now screen our staff. Before it wasn't. We screen the type of staff we get. We do give them exam, we interview them, so that we can get as at least the best that can be trainable staff.
Professor Mojisola Adeyeye has these words of advice for Nigerians.
Parents, please take control. Take control. If you go behind your child to look at their bag, their school bag, you are not doing anything badly. I'm a parent myself. Make sure that you know what your child is doing. And for young people, if you drop out of school, that is another problem. If you drop out of school, go back to school. You have to go back to school and get your purpose in life. God has created you for a purpose. Get your purpose in life. If your parents are not doing it, maybe an uncle will help you, an auntie will help you. For those that are working, don't think that drugs will make you to work harder. It's killing you. It's destroying your liver. It's destroying your kidney. Because you are using that medicine at a higher level than it's not supposed to be used. This product is not supposed to be combined. And that is what they are combining. That is why the Indian government banned it now, as of yesterday. This is Tafradol. Tafradol is a combination of tapentadol and carisoprodol. It's a combination. It has been banned now, but we still have it on the street. These are the things that we could get.
You have been watching Nafdac in your health. We'll go on a short break.
Nafdac wishes to sensitize the general public on the detrimental effect of alcohol consumption by underage. Underage drinking can result in psychosocial and health problems like poor academic performance, increase in crime rate, alcohol dependency, mental health disorder, cardiovascular problems, kidney and liver diseases, and even death. Nafdac advises parents and guardians to stop the exposure of young people below 18 to alcohol by asking them to sell or purchase it. For more enlightenment on Nafdac activities, watch Nafdac and Your Health program every Monday 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. on TVC and every Tuesday 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on NTA. Nafdac, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Welcome back to Nafdac in your health. The realization of the strength that collaboration is capable of mastering, the ability to identify the directions to channel collaborative efforts, as well as the ingenuity with which the collaborative efforts are strategized, have been enormously pivotal in the success that Nafdac has recorded over the years, particularly under the leadership of Professor Mojisola Adeyeye. The current Director General's leadership does not believe in working in isolation to achieve results. This is why collaborations across agencies and countries have been the hallmark of several success stories of Nafdac.
Government has wisdom in creating agencies. Let me just give an example of PCN, Pharmacy Council of Nigeria, and Nafdac. Pharmacy Council of Nigeria's focus is on making sure that the professional practice is well done. Both the practitioners and the sites from where they practice. Nafdac has a mandate to ensure that what is inside that practice site is of quality. So if PCN and Nafdac do not collaborate, everybody working in silo, who is going to suffer? The public. You give room to the other agency, listen to their perspective. The other agency gives room to another agency, the other agency. Everybody brings their perspectives to the table. Team spirit. I cannot know it all. So I have to train myself to listen if somebody else is talking. The other person must realize they cannot know it all too. It's to listen when I'm talking or when we are talking or whatever. So collaboration is extremely important.
It isn't further alienating herself from silo mentality and extending the frontiers of her remarkable achievement that Nafdac spreads the tentacles of her collaboration beyond the country. This has seen the agency collaborating with international agencies and regulatory agencies of other countries. The most recent along this direction was the experience sharing visit of technical experts from the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia. The experts were in Nigeria to share the experience of Nigeria on the implementation of large-scale food fortification. The Director of Food Safety and Applied Nutrition Directorate of Nafdac gave details of the objectives of the visit.
The objectives of these visits are like fourfold. The first one is to strengthen the knowledge and capacity of government organizations involved in providing technical support, regulating and controlling the production of fortified wheat flour and edible oil in Ethiopia. To learn from Nigeria's experience in implementing digital quality assurance and control systems for food fortification. The third is to gain insights from GAIN's large-scale food fortification Nigeria digital QA/QC activity, now couched DFQT Plus. And then one of the objectives is also that you will get to visit some of at least one of the facilities that are piloting or producing one of the selected food vehicles for fortification in Nigeria.
Mrs. Edwards, the Director of Food Safety and Applied Nutrition Directorate, also gave the trajectory of the agency's journey on fortification.
We keep moving. So we have moved from 1993, when we started the salt iodization program. We moved to 2002, when we started the national mandatory fortification program, the large-scale food fortification. We moved from there, we set up our National Fortification Alliance. We have the institutional arrangements that we have under that alliance with the 3 regulatory agencies, where we have agreed under some institutional arrangements to each play at a certain level for the good of the program, so that we come to the alliance and we share data, we share challenges, we identify opportunities for improvements. The alliance, I speak to you about one of the critical success factors of the alliance. Within the alliance, we have the relevant ministries, departments, and agencies that speak to large-scale food fortification. We have industry, we have academia, we have civil society organizations, we have the NGOs, we have development partners, we have the media, we have consultants, and we have experts.
Mrs. Edwards concluded by talking about how it has been at the gathering.
This has been a very fruitful engagement today with the Ethiopian delegation. We have also learned from their own experience as much as they have learned from Nigeria. We've said here that there's no use making the same mistakes that others within the same context have made. So if you can learn from their journey, it's always a best practice. It's always a good thing. So I know that going back, they have taken some of the learnings from the good practices, the best practices that we have in terms of how we run the implementation of large-scale food fortification from Nigeria, in Nigeria. We've shared with them today how our National Fortification Alliance works, because that is a model that other countries want to emulate, because it's kind of unique in its structure. So we've shared that with them. We've also shared with them today the wins that we have had, the lessons that we have learned over the 30-year period, 30-plus years period that we have implemented the national mandatory food fortification program. So it's been a very productive session here today.
Mr. Dugasa Dumfa, one of the Ethiopian technical experts that came visiting, is of the Ethiopian Ministry of Industry. He spoke about the lessons learned from the experience of Nigeria on food fortification.
We have learned a lot of things from Nigerian experience. For example, harmonization of implementing organizations and implementing agencies is very nice. We have got a good lesson from that. Collaboration between the private sector and the government institutions also very nice. And the platform that was presented to us is a very good platform that can help or give us an insight to fill our gap in food fortification implementation for the coming time for in Ethiopia.
Mr. Dumfa also attested to the fact that Nafdac is indeed a worthy model for other regulatory agencies.
I appreciate Nafdac because I think the facility and the governance structure of these institutions is very nice, and the knowledge by itself from different sectors, as we have visited all the offices right now, is well furnished. With facilities and with knowledge, and especially in market surveillance, I think there is a good way to track and trace data with the manufacturers, so that can make really sense in supporting the manufacturers to fortify their foods. There is also a good way or a good experience in communicating people. Public awareness creation is very nice. So these 2 points are very critical for us to let our people know the function or the importance of food fortification, to alleviate the macronutrient deficiencies in our countries, and to come up with the targets that we have set so far in development agendas.
That's all we have for you on this episode of the program Nafdac and Your Health. We will be back again next week. In the meantime, if you have comments, complaints, reports, and observations on the activities of those who deal in unwholesome food products and fake or expired drugs and cosmetics, please reach out to us.
You can reach Nafdac via toll-free numbers. For inquiries, call 0700 162 3322. For complaints, call 0800 162 3322. You may also email Nafdac at nafdac.gov.ng. If you have complaints about any form of misconduct, you can reach the Reforms Unit via email reforms@nafdac.gov.ng or call the Reforms hotlines on 0909 763 0506 or 0909 763 0507. Nafdac, customer focused, agency minded.
Don't forget, it is illegal to import, produce, advertise, distribute or sell fake or expired food products, drugs, cosmetics, chemicals and medical devices. Don't hesitate to report such activities that you notice to Nafdac. We will meet again next week. Till then, stay safe.